4, 3, 2, 1.
This Honorable Court of Appeals of Tennessee is now in session.
Thank you, Mr. Hibner. And on behalf of Judge Stafford and Judge McBrayer, we are pleased to welcome both of you to participate in this oral argument. I want to recognize that Ms. Ferguson is representing herself and that she is not trained in the law. And we will be respectful of that fact, Ms. Ferguson. I'm also mindful, based upon your motion for additional time to make the oral argument, that the English language is not your first language, and we will also be respectful of that. I do want you to know that I have denied your motion for additional time, and that's not due to any lack of respect, but you've already filed a very thorough brief of some 90 pages, and we have a good understanding of the factual and legal positions that you wish to make. So please understand that you don't have to cover everything in this discussion that you did in your brief, but feel free to discuss anything you want within your 15-minute time limit. And also understand that you wish to use your entire 15 minutes in your opening statement, and that's certainly fine. The computer will reveal a red box with the time, with the clock counting down from 15 to 0. And as it gets down to 2 or 1 minutes, it'll change colors to give you a notice. So don't worry about that. We will hear from both of you today, and then after the oral argument, we will take the matter under advisement, and a decision will be rendered in writing, and it will be provided to both of you once a decision is made. Mr. Hibner, please call the case.
Donald R. Ferguson versus Sarah K. Ferguson.
All right, Mrs. Ferguson, you have the right to proceed. The floor is yours.
So can I begin starting the...
Can you speak a little louder or turn the volume up?
Yeah, can I speak right now?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. First, I want to thank you all judges who have given me a very good time for today. So my name is Sarah K. Ferguson, 55 years old. I'm a citizen. Asian American by the neutralizes 7 years ago. I came in United States 1999 October. And after 2 years, 2021, I got married. 2001, I got married, and I had the baby when I was 34 years old, and my first daughters. And when I met Miss Donner, and he's got a second divorce ready, and then he was the bankruptcy, and he's ready to get out of the army, and then he don't have anything else. But when I decided to get married, I want to establish a family for this family. So we finally got married, and he's get out of the army, and he is back to the working so prison, and he decided to go to school in 4 years, and he go back in school in 4 years, and we're living in school in 4 years. And while he's in school, I was still stay with the mom, and until he graduated. And between that, when I was 63, I had a second daughter's baby. So after Sedona get a job in school, but he decided that he want to be other more what he did before. So he quit in a school job, and he get a prison job, but he was for a while. We was for a while, and he moved out. We moved out in the school, and we bought a house, and at that point, and then he want to be right. He want to be a counseling job, and after he got the counseling job,
Ms. Ferguson, take your time. I know this is a difficult and personal subject for you to address, but we're here to listen.
yes. So we both agreed for that. I was a stay-home mom, and I had 3 children, and he was main income. So he's on and off, and I was as a part-time job, and I am more important the children's education and more take care of children. So, but it's still financially, and we had to struggling. But every time, and even I don't have job, and I was open in the credit card, the one credit card, really good running and good credit. And at that point that he wanna buy a car, but if he want buying cars, I said I don't think so. We don't need to buy a car, but he need to go to work. So automatically I was a co-signer, and he said, well, he will get overcome the wish to be fine, but I was automatically co-signer. But after that, he changed, and he didn't have responsibility. He changed it, and the credit meaning is keep a long-term thinking, and we have to open a credit card that has a responsibility paying it off in credit. But every each time it's open, and after so struggling, and for the financially has been not very well. So, but I still want to keep it up there for this marriage, for my children, and still running with the open credit, and some I was find the part-time job. I still take care of my kids, but what I was.
Ms. Ferguson,
Yes.
to interrupt you, and if you wish to get back on point, you may, but I'm curious, what is your view of the trial judge's determination that you have the ability to earn a living and to support yourself, and his decision to limit your alimony to 3 years? What is your position on that?
I never received that harmony since that healing after that. So I don't have any harmony. I don't have any debt of help, but I am now like a bad creditor is the lowest. So I'm very bad creditors, and I don't have any about that.
Now, do you have a cosmetology license?
Yes.
Okay, and so you have the ability to work in that profession?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Anna. I have actually. I don't really interesting for the doing the hair. The reason, my dream and what I want to do thing is different. I just found out what since I got hearing and I got jobs as a full-time here and for as a collection officers actually. So I was working 1 year in our job and find out, but I want to be cosmetic as cosmetology license using it for the family as mainly take care of the kids as a part-time contributing for the family. That's why I got a job and also related to the degree. So, but that's not really very well. But even I have instructor's license. That is instructor's license. Even looking for the instructor is hard for the here. It's still has. I don't have any. I have previously the education, but the fundamental, the English, no training here in the beginning. And I really wish to begin it that way, but it's not gonna happen very well. So I try to keep doing like law enforcement for the careers as my leftovers of my life. And so I still some more keep it training, and as between that, if I got the job back or job in that areas, I'll really wish to that areas. So I want to be a build up my career and finish my career. And I was known for this marriage is 19 years. So I didn't even ready anything. If I want a full-time, if I need to get jobs full-time to whatever job is more priority for the marriage, and we should talk already. And when I'm asking for the back to school, the access both either has to be a take care of children, but I mean he's all the time 20 years I'm living like as a single mother. He's all the time outside. He's just sleeping and eating at home. And the reason for he said he's working, but when he's working, he gave me some why he's working outside a lot, but where but I mean, he's got to give me some untrust for like opposite of that some kind of co-worker. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I mean some kind of untrust, kind of like some point like a trust is like broken for some like he's got many times even packing and he's staying in a hotel by himself, like he's coming back and he's taxing and and take and taxing, and I found it and a picture I found it, and then it has everything. He's mad at me, and it's kind of that is the beginning. Some kind of my marriage is something I don't have time even. I never have one thing is the one time. Even I was using bathroom, I need to do something else. 2-3 things at the same time. That was I was really busy. I was leaving, and. My priority was, Your Honor, my priority was my children. My 3 children is when I got a divorce papers, my first daughter's graduation, first grade to high school days. And I really wanted my first daughter's at least high school diploma. She want to obtain her high school diploma at least. And I didn't really even, I was 1 year. I didn't even know the here system. This is the first divorce, even I don't want it to be the first divorce. And I don't have the time, even 30 days I have to really get out of my house. I don't have the time. I have no clue and what is starting with and what was in. That is like the people who living together change mind is I understand that. But I mean, I still have to be take care of it while I'm doing some of the defended for the divorce or something divorce. I have to really take care of the kids because I still end of the day I still has to be take care of my children, and I didn't have time anything for anything. But I did the best as this marriage. I did the best. I did try to keep it this marriage and keep my family. But I mean, he has some kind of anger issue, and he's got some kind of like a mentally, physically abuse me too. And also, I have some kind of here, doctor's notice and pictures. If your honors, you want to see that, just concrete evidence is my word. And also, he's got some kind of, he has a very changeable, and it's very up and down, and it was hard for Mary. Yeah.
Ms. Ferguson, are you still, can you still hear there? Okay. You've got 30 seconds left. Final word.
Yes, sir. Your honors, so please understand this.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, your time is up, but we will, after we Turner, we'll certainly consider what you've said to us today and what you've said in your oral argument today and in your brief. Ms. Turner, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon. May it please the court, I'm Stacey Turner from the Montgomery County Bar, and I represent Donald Ferguson, the appellant in this matter. And in putting together my brief for the court, reading through Ms. Ferguson's brief, I simply tried to present an overview of issues for the court to determine based upon the trial court's rulings. First issue was whether the trial court abused its discretion in awarding the husband a divorce on the grounds of inappropriate marital conduct. The court, this is an 18-year marriage. This matter was heard by the trial court on July 9th, 2019, which coincidentally was, that was an agreed upon trial date. That was the couple's 18th wedding anniversary. The wife or the husband is a corrections officer. He earns about $37,000 per year. He additionally had a VA benefit of $623 a month. He was served in the military and got out of the military prior to the marriage to Ms. Ferguson. The wife during the marriage received a cosmetology license. She, on a regular basis, the court heard proof, worked approximately 3 days per week. She traveled to Nashville and worked at a mall there. I believe it was Rivergate Mall, where she cut hair. In the year prior to the divorce, the mother had ceased working. She quit that job as a hairdresser at the mall and took a teaching position at the local cosmetology school. She was earning $17 per hour. She was terminated a couple of months prior to the divorce hearing because She left work early. She chose to leave work early and she lost her job because of that. She also has experience as being a court interpreter for the courts, and she does have a high school diploma. During the marriage, the court heard proof that the mother's unwillingness to maintain consistent employment, her unwillingness with regard to intimacy with the husband. So the court did find, based upon that proof, that the husband was entitled to a divorce based upon the grounds of inappropriate marital conduct. And so we think that the trial court had discretion in doing that, and that the proof did support that finding from the court. With regard to the children, Your Honor, there are two children in the marriage. There's Jessica, who is 14, and Donald Jr., who is 11. There was proof before the court that the mother had a volatile relationship with the 14-year-old daughter, and that she was not acting in her best interest. In fact, she had been to juvenile court with the daughter on an unruly petition, and she admitted to having those issues with the daughter. Other than that, since the divorce was filed, both parents were equally caring for the children, even though the mother had initially, when the children were young, been the primary caregiver. The trial court went through all the factors contained in TCA 36-6-106, and they are set forth in the final decree, each and every factor, and it's how the proof relates to that factor. And the court went through there very carefully and considerably, and determined, based upon all the factors, that the father should be the primary residential parent of the minor children. The court did not accept the father's parenting plan. It had an 80-day parenting plan for the mother. The court went on to say that it felt like the mother needed more time with the minor children, so the court fashioned its own plan, which was more during the day-to-day schedule with the mother's schedule, but gave her week to week in the summer. So she actually has 108 days under the parenting plan. So we believe that the case law evaluating how this court should review the trial court's decision would be with a presumption of correctness.
Do we, excuse me, counsel, do
Yes.
we have a transcript of the evidence, or is it a statement of the evidence that we have?
There's a transcript of the evidence, Your Honor. It is
Thank you.
contained in the record. But we believe that the court, being the trier of fact and seeing the witnesses testify, gauging their credibility, as the court set out, that this court should not substitute any of its judgment for the trial court's judgment, and we would ask that this court affirm the trial court's ruling with regard to the parenting plan in this matter. The other issues, Your Honor, was the awarding of the marital residence. My client is a veteran. It was his VA loan tied to the residence. There was no equity in the residence. The house was worth, I believe, $128,000. That's contained in the record. There was $125 and some change owed on the house. And the father, the court awarded that residence to the father as he wanted it and he could afford to pay for it. The court did allow the mother to stay in the residence for a period of 90 days where she could find alternative housing. She actually stayed more than 90 days. And then the court awarded the house to the father. We actually had to go back to the court and do a Rule 70 motion to get that transferred, as no quitclaim deed would be signed. The last issue would have been the alimony. Your Honor, respectfully, these parties had $21,000 worth of credit card debt. $16,500 was the wife's credit card debt. The husband agreed to assume that, and the court ordered that he assume that debt. He had $5,000 debt of his own in credit cards that he also assumed. And the court went through the factors in TCA 36-5-121 and found that the mother was entitled to transitional alimony based upon all the factors. That also is included in the transcript, and all the factors are set forth in the final decree. The court awarded $400 per month as transitional alimony for a period of 36 months. There was child support owed under the parenting plan, as the mother would have owed child support based upon her income earning ability. And the court ordered a set off for what that child support would be in its order. And the last thing the court did was divide equally Mr. Ferguson's retirement with the state, which amounted to about $9,000, excuse me, and that was divided equally between the parties. Does the court have any questions?
Does the panel have any questions?
No.
Hearing none, thank you, Ms. Turner.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you, Ms. Ferguson. We will take this matter under advisement and a written decision will be provided to each of you. Mr. Hibner.
This honorable court is now in recess until 2 p.m.